Hello students, today we are going to deal the poem As I Grew Older, chapter 17 by Langston Hughes for class 8. Students, the poem is about poet's inability to achieve his dreams because of the racial discrimination and prejudice. Langston Hughes was an African American poet, social activist, novelist, playwright, and columnist who is best known as the leader of the Harlem Renaissance in the New York City. Students, he was one of the earliest innovators of the then new literary art form called jazz poetry. He was very much concerned about creating the African American poetry as an independent genre in the world of literature. Most of his writings and his attitude towards black middle class representation represents and most importantly is concern for the lives and culture of the poor and working class blacks has made him the voice of people in the Harlem Renaissance. Students, as I grew older is a type of jazz poetry. The main characteristics of jazz poetry is that it depicts the low life or the real life experience of blacks in the lower social economic strata. Now, this poem, As I Grew Older, is a poem about the dreams that the poet was unable to achieve because of the racial prejudice or the discrimination. Now I shall begin the poem. It was a long time ago. I have almost forgotten my dream, but it was there then in front of me, bright like a sun, my dream. Now, the poet in his childhood had dreams, but as time passed and he grew up, he was subjected to racial prejudice and oppression. Now, the poem is about the childhood dreams because of childhood dreams which he was unable to achieve because of racism and prejudice. Now, when the speaker was young, he had dreams, but now as he grew up, he experienced racial discrimination. Why? Because of his skin color, and his optimist dreams shattered down. Now, as the time passed by, leaving behind memories, but dreams never fade. They are immortalized in one's soul. Now, the theme of this poem revolves around the strong willingness and the hardship needed for one to achieve their goal. Now, we have a literary device that is simile, underline, bright like a sun. The poet compares his dreams as bright as a sun. It is understood that the sun is the symbol of brightness. So does the poet's dream. Now, and then the wall rose. Underline the word wall. It is a metaphor here. Rose slowly, slowly. Emphasize on the word slowly, slowly. Between me and my dream rose until it touched the sky. Now the wall that rises slowly but leaves a gigantic impact on the poet's life. The poet is drawn back in his life by the arisen wall as he lied down in the shadow. Now the wall, students write down, the wall is used to symbolize the hardships and the barriers that need to be encountered by the poet. This line that the I lie down in the shadow, this line depicts that the poet has given up hope in his life. Now, shadow is a symbol is used as a symbol that as a way to actualize his character's blackness because the speaker's race is the barrier that is keeping him from achieving his dream. The wall, shadow, I am black. So here he is, the tone is very depressed because he has understood that in between him and his dream, the barrier is his racial discrimination, his skin color black. No longer the light of my dream before me. Here the poet has lied down or is has become weak, which is not a good sign, which is not a good symbol. And also we have understood that now he has given up all his hopes to achieve his goal. Above me, only the thick wall. Now the tone is pessimistic, means now he has lost all his hope because he is not eager to rise above the thick wall. The wall, thick wall means nothing can penetrate through it. It has become thick, it has become harder, and only what he can found is shadow, darkness. Means now he is in a depressing condition. There is no possibility to achieve the goal. But suddenly my hands, my why exclamation mark has been used. My hands, when he saw his hands, he understood that the black color, which was his weakness, which was a barrier to achieve his goal, suddenly my dark hands, now he will use his dark hands as his strength. Now students, please follow these lines. Break through the wall, find my dream, help me to shatter this darkness, to smash this night. Now suddenly he got some empowerment and he used violent words: shatter, smash, to break. So all these words. The literary device is here alliteration, the repetition of consonant sounds to emphasize the harshness of the speaker's condition through the words shatter, smash, shadow, and break. Means now the speaker desires to break the wall before him, and he will use that hand, that black hand, to break that wall, to penetrate through that thick wall. Now here you will find the tone of hope, and the whole stanza expresses that the poet can still achieve his dream. Now, students, in the last part, you will find that Hughes uses the violent tone in break, smash to show how the speaker was suddenly empowered to stand up for what was right, not only for him, but for all of his brothers and sisters that were also being blocked by the wall of injustice. He is ready to confront this obstacle, the barrier. The speaker has finally found his voice and purpose in life, which is to help stop discrimination. And even though he knows that he might not be able to fully break it, he is willing to try for the sake of himself and for his people. Now, with the progress of the poem, we understood that the speaker's apathy turned into determination and vigor, creating a shift of energy. The speaker forcefully commands his dark hand to break through the wall so that he can assess his dream. Now here in the last two lines you can see, to break this shadow into 1,000 lights of sun, into 1,000 whirling dreams of sun. So here the speaker desires to break the wall before him. The word thousand, students, you can write, demonstrate his desire to have the darkness of his oppression, injustice, to be overshadowed by the light of their strength that can't be measured and is equal to the hope and promise his dreams carried when he was young. So, students, we understood that this poem puts up the message that we should believe in ourselves and stand up against the unjust society and rise above any sort of discrimination. The poet speaks not only to the black nation but to all people who have dreams and who fight to achieve them. So, students, I hope you have understood this poem properly and you have written the words and explanations whatever I have given you. Go through it properly, solve the question answers, but you have to understand the theme and message of the poem what the poet wants to convey to us through his poetry. Now, I will give you one example also, that you will find the word light and darkness is used to show some it is an imagery. It's used to depict some images. Light symbolizes dreams, hopes, possibilities, goodness. Okay. Darkness, on the other hand, symbolizes discrimination, hatred, racism, and ignorance in the society. So the poem is written to express that still we can achieve our dreams when we are determined to achieve it, not only for us but for our people, for our nation as a whole. So in this poem, the poet represents all African Americans who were forced to give up on their dreams due to discrimination and persecution in early 20th century. So students, I hope you have understood it. Go through it properly, and if any doubt, please ask me, and I shall continue my next chapter in my next video. Thank you.